Hi there, Barbara Smith I've got with me here today. She's written Great Canadian Ghost Stories, the legendary tales of hauntings from coast to coast. Now, Barbara, you've got about 30 years writing about ghosts.
I do.
You've been some places, you've talked to some people, and the first question I wanted to ask you when I knew I was going to talk to you was, where is the scariest place you've been in?
Okay, there's no question. I have a drop-dead scariest place. It was a hospital in Edmonton. It is no longer a hospital in Edmonton, so people don't need to be afraid of it. I was in there before Halloween with a film crew, and the film crew was all men by coincidence, and so I was kind of aware of that as we were going through the hospital. It's an odd situation to be taking people through a haunted building. It's not a social situation. It's not a business situation. How do you keep the tone? So I was very conscious of doing that, and they put me into, well, I shouldn't say they put me. We went into a particular hospital room, and suddenly I was just overpowered by sadness. I just wanted to sob and sob and sob, and that's not like me, not in any situation. I think of myself as being pretty tough, but it was all I could do to keep my composure, and I managed to get everybody out of that room as quickly as possible. And we found out after that a woman had killed herself in that room. So I was no doubt picking up the feelings of desperation and sadness and horror that she had felt. So once I was out of the room, I was pretty good. I composed myself really quickly, and we continued with the tour. The hospital had an auditorium in it, and I walked into that auditorium, and the hairs on my neck and arms just stood up. It had a vicious feel to it. It was menacing. It was as though people had been fighting even physically. It was a terrifying feeling. I did find out that there had been an enormous altercation in that auditorium. And again, I think the energy, that vicious, terrible energy, like a bar fight, it was still left over in that room. And that trip into that hospital was definitely the scariest time of my life.